What's up, everybody? So today I'm going to walk you guys through a little bit of a case study on a client that me and my team just finished up working with a little while ago. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Brent Chabasel. I am the founder of Longevity Physique Group and a business mentor. I've done over $1.5 million in fitness sales by the time I hit 25 years old. And previous to this, I actually failed 2 gyms, and moving into online coaching space has completely changed my entire life. So let's get into this. So essentially, case study is going to be Emily, and Emily is not her real name. She does not want us to use her real name, and that's totally fair. So when Emily Ferry first came to us, she had about 6,000 Instagram followers. She was making about $1,000 a month online coaching. Everything here felt super inconsistent and very, very unstable, which makes perfect sense. If you're making $1,000 a month, you clearly don't know where your money is coming from. You don't know why you're getting it. And you know, she kind of specified that to us. She was undercharging. She avoided the sales conversations. She had really bad imposter syndrome. She didn't have any onboarding systems. You know, things were kind of just a little bit of a mess, but she knew she wanted to offer a service, but she didn't exactly know how to actually fulfill on, you know, the positioning or even fulfill on the service to get them started. So she had potential, but she had no structure, which is, you know, the same place a lot of you guys probably are if you're watching this video, somewhere between $2,000 and $8,000 a month. Typically, there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of flow going on in your page. Maybe you have some views, maybe you have some followers, etc. But you're not actually making any money from it because you don't know how to convert the people that are watching your stuff. And they're probably not watching the right stuff right now. If you're stuck at $1,000, even up to $8,000 per month, you're probably not positioning yourself properly. So the first thing that we focused on was simplifying everything based on repeatable systems. So essentially just ironing out her offer, pricing strategy, posting daily what she's actually going to post, improving her story content to build trust, starting conversations on a consistent basis, building confidence up on calls, not having that imposter syndrome, being 100% confident in her pricing strategy, improving follow-up and data tracking, which is huge and, you know, something that not very many people actually pay attention to, especially at this level. And positioning herself as an authority instead of just another random fitness page, posting physique photos, posting kind of whatever the fuck you feel like, because that's not going to work. So by the end of the first month, when we actually started working with her, she went from $1,000 to $5,000 in her first month, which is absolutely fucking crazy. Very, very successful first month. As you can see here, first 5 days, she closed $35.75 in her first 5 days, which from going from $1,000 a month to $3,700 or $3,500 in your first month, crazy, right? This gave her the vision of, wow, this can actually change my life, which now at this time, I think that this girl's probably doing about $15,000 a month. Unbelievable. Literally changed the rest of her trajectory of her life just by simply working with us. And she only worked with us for 12 weeks to get her to where she is now. Unreal. So month 2 is where momentum really started to scale up. You know, things were really coming along. Things were really positioned properly. She was posting more consistently. She was having consistent conversations. She didn't have as much imposter syndrome anymore because of the conversations she had with us. She understood the value that she was actually providing to these people, which really helped her in her sales abilities, being able to present her pricing and being confident in presenting that pricing. Okay, so like I said, this is where momentum started to build. So at this point, what we tightened up was going to be sales funnel structure. So, you know, a sales funnel, the way that this should go would be either an ad or organic content coming to a DM. And then in the DM, you have a conversation there. Essentially what you want to do is build a gap between where they are now, where they want to be. You get that person to the call based off of the gap that they've presented to you. And then on the call, we try to close them. Okay, so that's a sales funnel. This step-by-step process. So we really tightened this up and established what's working, what's not working, and then we did more of what was working. Objection handling, she needed to focus on because she didn't have experience on as many sales calls previously, and she wasn't charging as much. So she wasn't normally running into price objections before, but she was also not really running into any objections because she didn't have any calls booked. So essentially, we needed to iron out her ability to objection handle on these calls. Okay. We also improved client experience because we actually gave her efficient onboarding, like messaging, first action steps, client intake form, and what to exactly tell that client when they very first signed up to make sure that they have very clear expectations, because if a client does not have clear expectations, they're going to be confused, and a confused client is a very unhappy client. Okay. So retention, content strategy, and daily KPIs and tracking. So essentially, if you have numbers that hit, it's a lot easier to hit those numbers. If you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, very, very difficult to do anything. Her confidence improved massively because she actually had systems she could rely on instead of just guessing every day when she woke up. And if you're watching this video, you're probably in a similar spot, waking up, being like, shit, what am I going to do today to try to get a client? And then you start posting some videos, you start sending some outreach, and nothing seems to work. And that is the case if you don't have actual repeatable systems in place to make sure that it works. Okay? By the end of month 2, she had predictable inbound leads. Sales became far more natural. And when sales become natural, it allows you to make significantly more of them because the conversations themselves are not so stressful, okay? And then retention improved because her onboarding experience was significantly better, which in turn made the client experience better, which in turn allows for higher retention rates because everybody's happier, okay? So in this month, she crossed 8K. Unreal. We're scaling very, very quickly here. And this is not common results, okay? Like this is someone who had huge potential right off the rip, and we essentially just had to input our systems. We had to teach her the frameworks. We had to install the KPIs and stuff. We gave her SOPs. She just needed direction. She knew how to coach. So, not super, super average here, but this is definitely, if you are stuck in this spot, this is possible for you, like for real. So she crossed 8K a month in this second month. Month 3, the foundations were built. Scaling became much easier. So essentially here, it was about refining delivery, time management. So standardizing her SOPs, making sure that she actually was fulfilling on them every day. It wasn't too much, it wasn't too little. And that gave her the ability to scale. Okay, so onboarding, communication, so how to communicate with her clients on a regular basis, when to block off time to do so, etc. Content efficiency, so like book or schedule like batching posts, making sure that she actually has consistent flow of reels, of carousels, of stories, etc. going out every day. Here, it's like we can't miss a day, because if we start missing days, what we're telling our audience is, hey, we're inconsistent. We don't care that much. If we do every day the exact same, we're fucking hammering content out, we're putting on our stories, we're talking on our stories, we are filming always. That shows consistency. And who does somebody want to hire? Someone they can trust. How does trust get built? Consistency, okay? So that's why consistency is so important. Leadership, so essentially how to lead her group of clients like a fucking leader, like actually like a serious leader, not just, oh, you guys are doing so good. That doesn't matter if the client's not doing good. You have to be super straight up with them. You have to be the person that is the authority. That's why they hire you, okay? So by the end of month 3, she scaled to $10,000 a month. Unreal. Remember, she was making $1,000 a month her first month. Now she's making $10,000 a month. Okay, she literally 10x'd in 12 weeks. Like unreal. Changed her life. The steady flow of leads weekly, and then she built confidence handling all the sales by herself, and she didn't really need our help anymore with objection handling because she was fucking killing it. Like she had like a 75% close rate. She operated like a real business owner instead of saying that she's someone who's trying coaching. Because if you're someone right now stuck between like $0 and $8,000 a month, you're not running a real business. You're just trying to coach. Okay? Like that's not a real developed business. You have no systems. You have no structure. You have no SOPs. You have no KPIs. You don't know why things are happening. If you're stuck at $8,000 a month, there's a problem. There's bottlenecks in the business that are holding you there. And it's your responsibility to fix that. So whether you want to go and try to figure it out, or whether you want to work with us or work with someone else, this is your problem to deal with, okay? And right now, if you're stuck at below 8K a month as an online coach, there's a reason for that. It's not just bad luck. There's a reason that you're stuck there. The biggest shift, honestly, was not even income. It was a confidence identity shift that came without realizing that this could actually be a long-term career, okay? Like a lot of coaches it's just my thing right now, and I don't know how long it's going to last. You don't know how long it's going to last because you have no fucking idea why you're even making money or how you're going to continue to do it. When you have systems in place like this, when you actually can scale, when you're making $10, $20, $30, $40,000 a month, you're not worried about not being able to do this. You're worried about the sustainability of the business and how to make it last forever, how to sell the business in the future, etc. There's so many opportunities here within the online coaching space that people don't even understand or realize. And if you're someone right now who's stuck below $8,000 a month, you're in the spot that I'm talking about of I don't know if this is going to work long term. You don't know if it's going to work long term because you're stuck. You have a massive bottleneck that you're experiencing. Okay? So the text messages that we've received from her are these. So essentially, Ryan is my partner in this business, and we changed the trajectory of her life and her belief of what she can do. Like there's nothing better than hearing this from someone, okay? The best decision she's ever made, she says, is doing this. And she went from less than $1,000 a month to $100,000 in revenue in her first fucking year after working with us for 12 weeks, which is the best thing that I could see. Like, we were able to give this woman a job that's going to pay her almost a fucking doctor's salary in Canada. And she has no university degree, nothing like that. Like, this is from just implementing the systems that are required to get there. Okay? And here we see that she just made a $2,000 day. If you're someone who wants to wake up and make $2,000 in a fucking day, then this is a place that you should be right here. We will show you the exact roadmap of how to do this because we have done this time and time again. Like I said, I have failed 3 businesses before doing this. I've ironed out the bottlenecks. I have done the tweaks. I have established what the KPIs and SOPs are for a coach to scale. I do about $60,000 a month with my team. So we know how to do this stuff. And if you want help getting to where she is now, I'm not promising that it's going to happen in 12 weeks like her, but I'm promising that it's a potential for you. It's possible. And if you are right now struggling with your limiting beliefs or holding yourself back, you need to get over that because this is how coaches operate. This is how coaches change their lives, okay? So if you guys are interested in going from, somewhere between $0 and $8,000 a month, upwards of 10, 12, 15, upwards, $1,000 a month, then, you can send us a message, send me a message on Instagram, coach, and I'd be more than willing to have a conversation with you. If you want to join my school, it's going to be $399 US a month. There is a shitload of value in here. You're going to get so much out of this. We have 2 calls every week. One is going to be with me about marketing and content strategy. The other one is going to be conversion strategy with Ryan, who is my brother, also the CRO. And we're here to support you guys. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Send me a message on Instagram. I'll be more than willing to get back to you. And other than that, if you want to join the school, then $399 US a month. You're going to fucking get so much value in there. We should be charging 10 times that, but we're not yet. So this is founder's rate, by the way. It's not going to say at $399 a month, or I'd be fucking crazy to leave it there. So, all right, guys, you have a good one. And if you guys have any questions, reach out on Instagram. I'd be more than willing to chat with you.